So I am studying today, and here we go with some more questions. Where are my questions? Oh. I'm studying for the driver's test today. Go back and watch the last show. It was like 50 questions. I think it paused me out because I was waiting for the last. Okay, here we go. When a large truck wants to pass you, what should you do? Slow down to shorten the time required to pass you. Before changing lanes or attempting to pass another vehicle, you should, all of these, check your blind spots, mirrors, and look over your shoulder toward the rear. Signal your attention before changing lanes. Check to make sure there is enough space for this maneuver. If you're being tailgated, the best thing to do is move to the right lane and encourage the vehicle to pass you if possible. If you're operating a motor vehicle while under the influence of alcohol or other drugs and you're involved in a crash that results in the death of another person, you may do all of these. Have your license suspended, be charged with vehicular homicide. If convicted, be fined and sentenced to a term in prison. Which of the following statements about blind spots is true? Large trucks have bigger blind spots than most passenger vehicles. So we just did number 71 through 75 on a 100-question practice test that I paid for. The last YouTube stopped at number 70. The next 5 questions. You drive defensively when you keep your eyes moving to look for possible hazards. A solid yellow line on your side of the road means you may not pass another vehicle here. A solid yellow line on your side of the road means you may not pass another vehicle here. A traffic light with a flashing red signal means stop, then yield before proceeding. Continuous hard braking on ice and snow can lock up the front wheels of the vehicles not equipped with an anti-lock braking system, causing loss of steering. So when you're on ice and snow, don't continuously do hard braking. Or you could lock up the front wheels of vehicles not equipped with an anti-lock braking system, causing loss of steering. Which of the following must you obey over the other 3? A solid red light is the one you obey. Over a stop sign, a police officer, and a flashing red light, obey the solid red light always. To turn left from a multi-lane one-way street to another one-way street, you should start your turn from the lane closest to the left curb. To turn left from a multi-lane one-way street to another one-way street, you should start your turn from the lane closest to the curb. Which of the following driving skills are affected by use of alcohol and or drugs? All of these. depth perception, coordination, and alertness. You are approaching a railroad crossing with no warning devices and are unable to see 400 feet down the tracks in one direction. You should slow down and proceed cautiously, looking in both directions. Why would you clean your headlights? Dirty headlights greatly reduce the output of your headlights and your ability to see. When parking uphill on a two-way street with no curb, your front wheels should be turned to the right, away from the street. You see a flashing yellow traffic signal at an upcoming intersection. The flashing yellow light means slow down and proceed through the intersection carefully. Be prepared to stop. Get that out of there so I can do my next question. You are getting ready to make a right turn. You should slow down or stop if necessary, and then make the turn. Well, they put if necessary in there, making you think you don't have to. But it says slow down or stop if necessary, then make the turn. Some people might put stop before entering the right lane and let all the other traffic go first, but that's wrong. Stop first and then proceed when it's safe, but that's wrong. Slow down or stop if necessary, then make the turn. That's the same. A is the same as D. Jeez. If you're driving on a freeway posted for 65 miles per hour, the traffic is traveling at 70 miles per hour. The maximum speed you may legally drive is .65 miles per hour or less. That's the posted speed. You must pull over to the right and stop for an emergency vehicle with its lights and siren on. All the answers are correct. If it is behind you, if it is coming towards you, if it is approaching from a side street, you must pull over to the right and stop for an emergency vehicle with its lights and siren on. Which of the following substances can affect the ability to drive? All of these: tranquilizers, marijuana, sedatives, beer, wine, hard alcohol, cough syrups, cold tablets containing codeine or antihistamines. Which of the following describes the thinking of a defensive driver? A driver that considers what other drivers might unexpectedly do and be prepared to respond to what other drivers might expectedly do. If two vehicles enter an uncontrolled intersection at the same time from intersecting roadways, which vehicle should be given the right-of-way? The vehicle on the right. If two vehicles enter an uncontrolled intersection at the same time from intersecting roadways, which vehicle should be given the right-of-way? The vehicle on the right. If you have a green light but cross traffic is blocking the intersection, you should stay out of the intersection until traffic clears. If you have a green light but cross traffic is blocking the intersection, you should stay out of the intersection until traffic clears A pedestrian with a white cane is blind or visually impaired. If you drive faster than other vehicles on a road with one lane in each direction and continually pass the other cars, you will increase your chances of being involved in a collision. Which of these vehicles must always stop before crossing railroad tracks? Vehicles marked with hazardous materials placards. What best describes what you must do at a stop sign? Always come to a full stop. If you intend to turn left on a solid green light with oncoming traffic, you should enter slightly into the intersection and yield to oncoming traffic before turning. When you're behind a motorcycle, you should allow for more following distance. 2 sets of solid double yellow lines that are 2 or more feet apart may not be crossed for any reason. 2 sets of solid double yellow lines that are more than 2 feet apart may not be crossed for any reason.